Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com. I'm the first impression gameplay video for Grepolis, a free-to-play 2D browser-based strategy MMO published by Games. And I'll spend about 5-10 minutes running around checking the game out, make some comments. If you guys want to play Grepolis or just learn more about it, do check it out full review on the link below. Now this is yet another browser-based strategy game, but the only reason I'm doing it is because it's enormously popular. And this game is actually more popular than Ebony, which I've just learned like yesterday, which is pretty intense. Let's go ahead and log in. I just looked at the game's traffic numbers and wow, this game is huge apparently. It's a really new game as well. It's by Games, the same guys behind Tribal Wars and The West. I am in Theta right now. There's a few servers in the game I'm sure, but I just logged on Theta. And let's go ahead and do that. It is browser based though, and it is a really new game apparently. Came out in 2010, early 2010. You can choose where you start in the game, northeast, northwest. I'm going to start random. If you want to play with a friend like usual, you want to start in the same area, so you can kind of work together. Being that it's a strategy game, I don't expect too much from it. I actually expect it to be very similar to other games, but we'll see. I am ODS's. We like to help you orient yourself in a new city, blah blah blah. Let's click next over here. It looks like this is our tutorial in the game. It kind of teaches us how to play. There are no voiceovers or music in the game, which is kind of lame. But I'll just throw in some random music into the video myself. At the beginning, it's important that you increase your resources. So what do you know, guys? The first hour of the game or so, you'll spend upgrading all your resource-producing buildings. So let's go next on that. Let's go do that actually. Can we click on this farm? Let's upgrade this farm. No, that's I can enlist militia at my farm. That's interesting. Yeah, apparently farms are for population growth, so never mind. We gotta find what else does that. We got a warehouse, we got Agora, farm. Yeah, and the game's name is pretty obvious. Grepolis. It's set during ancient Greece, which I guess is a kind of a unique theme for the game. Most of these games are set in a generic fantasy setting, mostly in medieval Europe. Let's go next over here. Beginning is important that you increase your... Close this nonsense off. I don't need this. You can start again. You know what? I'll do a few more of these for now. Alright, at the beginning it's important that you can increase your resource production by building a timber camp. So where do we build our timber camp? Let's see. Click on the Senate building to construct the building. So we click on our Senate building, and from here we can construct timber camp. Let's go ahead and do that. I kind of don't like that my tutorial is not shown off by a random hot chick, but every game can't do that, unfortunately. This takes 39 seconds to build, so let's go ahead and make this bad boy. I've clicked build over here. Now, based on what I'm seeing right now, the game's graphics are not nearly as sleek and as modern as Ebony, or even Caesar, actually. And it's kind of disappointing for a newer game to have such mediocre graphics, but it's not a big deal. We have to look at the gameplay to really appreciate Grepolis, or not appreciate it. I don't know yet. But let's see, we have the usual 4 resources up top: wood, rock, silver coins, and warehouse. Warehouse is not really a resource, it's how much of the resources you can store. Why is it called rock? I thought it was supposed to be called stone. Oh well. We have messages, and it looks like everything we do in this game is done through the Senate building. Most of the games you have to construct buildings outside of one central hub. On Lord of Ultima, you actually place the buildings individually. Here, you kind of do all of it through this one Senate building. You can take it as a pro or a con, however you feel like it. I think it makes things a little bit easier in terms of navigating the game and playing the game, but it makes presentation-wise less impressive. Let's go make a timber camp level 2, and this time I have to take a whopping 2 minutes. That kind of sucks. Though you can increase your unit production by upgrading your Senate over here. If you can upgrade it, the more quickly construction work is done. So the first thing you should really do when logging into the game is to upgrade your Senate probably at least a few times. Can you queue up stuff? Hopefully we can queue up stuff. Yeah, we got 2 things queued up. Yeah, and in most of these games, for some reason, 2 seems to be the limit on queuing up buildings. And by now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are tired of these browser-based strategy games, but this game is enormously popular. Enormously! Why do so many people play this game is beyond me, because there are so many other games like it. But I guess people on the internet love their strategy MMOs. Let's go check out the cash shop though. That's what I like to check out. Let's see. Premium over here. Alright, we can hire an administrator, a merchant, a high priestess, commander, or captain. Let's see what they do. You need gold to buy it, of course. You can earn gold or buy it yourself with real money. Administrator, merchant, high priestess, commander, and captain. This guy, administrator, he gives you more construction orders. Alright, that's kind of cool. And increase your resource production by 30%. That's pretty rigged as well. Increase your favorite production by 50%, and better units. 20% land unit buff. Captain does 20% naval unit buff. Do we have anything else? Advantages. Let's check out advantages. There's actually a bunch more over here. Building overview. You can see what you're doing over here. Merchant, check out this guy. I think Administrator is probably the best, lets you build stuff faster. I'm wondering how fast he lets you build stuff. Overview of units, nope, you can't see it over here. I know one of these guys actually makes your buildings and units construct 50% faster. Or that's actually a one-time use, actually. Let's find this. Use. Let's go check out our buildings again. Or we can check out our island over here. So yeah, this is the game's persistent world, it seems like. Whoa, my mouse looks kind of cool. Can we drag it up? Yep, we can kind of drag it easily. And this is kind of nice too. I know a lot of the older games don't let you drag these. I don't know why, but here you can. There's a lot of little cities on this one island I'm on. I'm not even sure which one of these are mine, but the game is really popular. It is crowded. We got a lot of player cities over here. There are actually a few NPC cities in every island. You can see these are Grepolis City, Mysteria City, and these are actual player-run cities, while the ones over here that say mood on them are actually NPC-controlled cities, and you can kind of raid these for resources. So that's kind of cool. But since everything's on islands, much of the warring is going to go on between you and the people on your island, unless of course you decide to work together and team up with each other. And you can actually take individual new cities as well. You see these little flags over here, it means you can build a new city over there. Though you can't do much of that early on. You haven't activated my email address yet. But I'm looking at the game right now. I'm not seeing anything too special. Though for some odd reason, this game is super popular. And it actually has more traffic right now than Evany. So that's something. I mean, you guys know how popular Evany is. They have been advertising everywhere. Grepolis, I've seen their ads here and there, but they haven't advertised that much. But let's keep checking around. Let's keep on trucking. Each of my reports page, my alliances. I actually like these games. I've said this before. I like the concept of this MMO strategy games, but I feel that the cash shop in a lot of these games make them imbalanced. I've actually played many different kinds of games like this for quite a while, actually. I think the first one I played was Astro Empires. It was mostly text-based and a lot simpler than this, but it was a lot of fun. But again, the cash shop items kind of broke that game. Here, they're not that bad, though. I mean, Evany and other games are worse. Here, you can actually, when you construct units, let's see if we can construct units right now. Let's go back to our city overview. And let's make some units at my farm, apparently. We make units at the farm. You produce some units, blah, blah, blah. Reduced by 50%. Why is that? Alright, let's go make this guy enlist. Alright, let's enlist a militia. Now what do we do with this militia? I gotta be able to train them to soldiers, which I don't know if I can do right now. But basically how it works in this game is once you start building units, if you decide to pay some premium money in the game, you pay some cash, it actually increases your unit production by 50%. And you guys are like, whoa, that's really overpowered, but it's not compared to other games. In most games, including Evany, I think Caesar that does the same thing, Empirecraft does the same thing. In most of those games, as soon as you buy a premium item like that, it lets you build your units instantly. So it's like, hey, I'm getting attacked by 10,000 units, I gotta build 20,000 units in defense, but oh wait, that's gonna take like 4 days normally. But if you pay right away, instead of 4 days, it'll be built instantly. In this game, it'll be 2 days. So it actually makes the game a little bit more balanced and gives more power to the non-paying players, which I think is awesome. So I guess right now, if you want to play one of these strategy MMOs, Evany looks nicer visually and better presentation, but here it seems like the cash shop is a little bit less overpowered. Though of course it still breaks the game to enormous degrees, but a little bit less than other games. And I am not a fan of the visuals now. See the awesome windmill over here on this farm. This one guy's farming over there. You know what, guys? We're going to appreciate the graphics over here and just look around a little bit. We got one guy farming, one guy chopping wood. Very similar to Games' other title, Tribal Wars. You saw like one guy cutting trees. But yeah, this is the game. There's a lot of warring going on as well. I mean, I kind of selected the screen now, and how do I unselect? There we go. There's a lot of battles going on, and the game's fun. It comes later on in the game. Early on, there's a lot of downtime and pretty much doing nothing. You have to build up your resources, build up your unit producing stuff, and upgrade your buildings, and then you can finally start experiencing battle. But it comes down to whoever has the best allies ends up winning. This is one of those games, of course, where you need to make alliances with other players. See, there's a whole alliance tab for it, alright? There's a whole tab for it. You know it's important. You gotta make alliances with other players, otherwise it's almost impossible for new players to take on older veterans. So you guys have to work together, and overall, I like the concept of these online strategy MMOs. They're a lot of fun, but hey, the cash up items are a little bit broken, but they're still a fun distraction every now and then. Mostly because you don't play these games all day. You play them for like 5 minutes and you're done. You queue up your buildings, you build some units, and you're done for the day. Because later on in the game, building a single unit or upgrading a single building can take a very long time. Especially considering the game has a lot of units, a lot of buildings, and they can be upgraded to like level 40. One cool thing about this game though that other games don't have is the game's research lab. You can actually every time you upgrade your research lab, you get more research points, but you have a fixed amount of those. You can never have more than 120 or 130 in the game at once. So you have to kind of spend those wisely, because you can't really specialize in everything, and you can't get every upgrade in the game. So instead, you kind of have to pick which ones you want and stick with those. So it gives the game some sort of variety. Though if you take on more cities, you actually can upgrade more stuff. There's a god system in the game where you can build a temple. I don't know if we can do that right now, but let's see if we can. You know what, we'll try. Nope, we can't build anything right now. Our sort of skill tree right now sucks, or tech tree. Alright, now I'm going to exit this out for now. You can actually pick one of your gods to pray to in the game as well, which isn't a surprise because this is a game based on Greek mythology. So there are gods in the game and mythological units based on which god you pray to. So that does add a little bit of variety to the game. Let's go back to our map and kind of end off over here. Well guys, if you guys do want to play Grepolis or learn more about it, do check it out full review. Oh my god, there's an earthquake. Do check it out full review on the link below. Later guys.